बहुत
Hello, students. I welcome you to another new chapter of your English grammar, that is chapter 15, direct and indirect speech, which is an important topic and it is a part of our daily conversation. Suppose your best friend told you something and you wanted to say it to your mother. So you can say it in two ways, either in the form of indirect speech or in the form of direct speech, right? Now we will see how does it actually happen. Let's go ahead. Why should we read it? Of course, because we have to keep talking, right? We have to keep communicating. We cannot stop our communication because it is as important as breathing, isn't it? So yes, it is. So let's go ahead and study how do we communicate it, or how do we communicate someone else's messages through that. Why do we communicate? Let's read in detail to make our concepts more clear. Okay, so as I have already told you that when you convey a message, it could be either through direct speech or through indirect speech, right? So let's study first what is direct speech and what is indirect speech. Now, direct and indirect, two ways I have already discussed with you. Now, look. Now, children, there are two ways in which the speech of a person can be reported or narrated, that is, direct speech or indirect speech. First, let's discuss the indirect speech. The words of the speaker are unchanged or exact words spoken by somebody and are enclosed in quotation marks. Children, we might have seen it in many places, sometimes reading in magazines, newspapers, or even on WhatsApp messages. We see that there are certain sentences or quoting which are in double quote. So, what is that, children? That is actually what is direct speech, because there you are just seeing the words, or we are just using the words that we are conversating to of the speaker, and it's completely unchanged. So that's what is enclosed in quotation mark is direct speech, right? Now a comma or a colon is used after said to introduce the spoken words unchanged. For example, he said, I am going to school, right? So children, here is a comma after said. So after that, and you convey whatever you are conveying, and post that there are quotation marks, I am going to school. So this is how you convey whenever you are conveying someone else's words and they are without any change, it is said to be in direct speech. How does it be changed? It If you convey it in double, if you just convey your words in the double quotation, so it is an indirect speech. So, children, when the words are enclosed in double quotes, that means the word is spoken word to word by the speaker, right? So, but in indirect speech, let's see what is there in the indirect speech. The actual words are not quoted as the tense needs to be changed. The word that is used, right? He said that he was going to the school. So this is not enclosed in the double quotes, and we are using the word that after he said, right? So, children, in indirect speech, actual words are not quoted. So, you are not quoting someone's word by word. In fact, you are paraphrasing that. You are just changing that, but having just said, even if you are changing it, the meaning doesn't change. It remains the same. So, you are not conveying or passing it on to word by word when you did it, how you did it in indirect speech. So here is indirect speech. The actual words are not quoted at the tense needs to be changed, right? So there your tense is going to change. So in indirect speech, you need not to convey the message word by word. You are not presenting the message of the speaker, rather you are changing it and then presenting it through though the meaning remains the same. Now look at some sentences which was in indirect speech. You will change it into indirect speech. Now, children, look at the same sentence which is in direct speech. He said, I am going to the school. right? So this is in direct speech, and when you are changing it into indirect speech, like he was going to the school, we are using that is a conjunction which we are adding in the indirect sentence. So here the tense has changed. Whenever the speaker has said, I am going to the school, this was an event happened in the past tense, right? So that time the speaker has said this, so it has already happened. How did you gauge that? Because here we have written he said, which means something happened in the past. Now that had already happened. Now that entire situation happened. Now you are quoting it to someone else, so it is but obvious that something is spoken is the speaker present situation, right? So speaker was using the present tense, but now we are quoting it, is no more a present situation, so it has gone or it has happened in the past. So now children, of course, uh, just to convey it, you have to change the tense. Now children, I hope you have understood the significance of direct and indirect speech. In indirect speech, the tense need to change. Why your tense are changing? Because when it was said in direct speech, that time the time frame was different. Now when we are just presenting it, it is in different time frame. Okay. Now we gauge that after seeing the verb in use here. So he said that. Okay. He was going to the school. Okay. So from here you can find out that when we are conveying to some third person for something that happened in the past, so message remained the same. So this much I think is clear to you what is direct and indirect speech, right? Now, children, let's study further the rules of conversion related to direct and indirect speech. So, let's see the structure of direct speech. There are basically two parts of direct speech. So, what are they? So, first is your reporting verb, and second is your reporting speech. Okay. Now, here, let's see the example. She said, I am listening to music. She said, then in quotes, that means it is a direct speech, and I am listening to music. Children, this part is your reporting verb, right? Because there is telling you about the time frame of when that particular dialogue was delivered, right? And what was reported speech, that is the word to word speech that is passed on from the speaker when you have passed on this your that is your reporting speech. Let's go ahead and read about them in detail. So children, that's all with this video today, and the remaining part of my chapter I'll explain in my next video. Thank you and have a nice day.